Yeah. Hey there, Arzen pirates. How you doing? Welcome to the spring. Um, you might have caught the last post that should be OP that should be immediately before this one, which was a shout out to the brightest star in the constellation Leo, just to let him know I was getting my character spun up uh, uh, to uh, to come into this literary world known as Dragon's Dogma 2 and begin my adventure. So this is the character Cervantes that I created, and I don't usually do that for characters that I play in games, for avatars that I make to play in video games. And by that I mean I don't usually name them after my parrot. I do on occasion put her name somewhere, but this one is definitely named after my parrot because I feel like Cervantes is this is the character I want to play in the story, right? So that's who we are, and she the actual parrot just flew over and is sitting at my shoulder because I'm speaking to a microphone, which but she thinks the sound is me speaking to her. And since I'm using my performance voice, because I am performing, she is spinning up into parrot performance mode and fluffing herself and looking at me and shifting from one eye to the other and looking very excited and looks like she's preparing to dance if I continue modulating my voice in a way that extends her experience of the soundscape of performance long enough that she can no longer restrain herself from dancing. Um, and and we'll see if that's the route we're gonna go. It probably won't because if I'm just speaking to you, that's not a natural sound wave pattern that's gonna come out. Although she's looking at me, kind of expecting it, and she's not sure if she's going to get it or if she wants to stop and try to play with the microphone or if she's just going to preen herself and fluff her feathers. Anyway, I just wanted to bring a little of my favorite bird to you guys. Another way to maybe describe my former or erstwhile literary commentary career over in uh, the the subreddit that will not be named, but which we're all familiar with. Um, uh, there's a funny joke about that. I'll put down in the comments of this video as kind of a verbal joke to go along for any of you. Our Zen Pirates readers and audience who like to study Zen, right? Um, but this is where we are. This is who we are, and I'm right at the beginning of the adventure. If that gentleman Regulus D is watching, he's probably aware or could probably see that I'm right here at the beginning.
Where do you
And
think
you
you're
know,
going? You can't just run off now.
oh, sorry. See, I'm still like in a tutorial phase, right? So we're gonna get some kibitzing from these NPCs as we go along here. But I did want to make a literary comment on the first little section that I just went through, and as did Regulus D apparently will have gone through at some point, perhaps by the time he watches this. But the opening sequence, and by the way, spoilers, right, for the first 2 minutes of the game here. Otherwise, I haven't experienced this thing at all, so I will only be able to spoil you in real time. Um, uh, so you start out in the jail, and it's spelled like Gaol. And the name of the chapter, that first initial chapter, is Jailed Awakening, right? And it was cool because all I had to do was move one rock, and then Medusa attacked the jail, and via Medusa's aggression against the systemic architecture of the jail, Cervantes here was able to make his escape, right? Um, and I thought that was really interesting. And then watching that process, it reminded me of a comment that the gentleman known as Regulus D at the moment um, made last summer which I thought was a really interesting comment. Lots of that person's comments are interesting, and the context was I don't remember fucking what, and I think that they brought this up kind of apropos of nothing that I'd said, but it was just an interesting observation to make in response to whatever was happening at that moment, which I don't fucking remember. Like how would I remember that? I just remember the literary detail of the conversation. Um, because it was an interesting image that Regulus D proffered with the comment, and the comment was something along the lines of, you know, I once imagined or considered or contemplated, but I think it was like imagined or considered or whatever, uh, an outdoor space where the homeless, you know, could go to live, right, or something along those lines, uh, like Like I had an idea that of, and then colon maybe, and then an outdoor space where like the vagrants or the homeless could be, right? And then he said something along the lines of, I'm just off the cuffing this from my memory from that far back, so apologies to Regulus D if I'm misquoting you somehow, but I don't think the gist is right. And then it said, and then a second thought occurs to me. Um, uh, Creating a prison for the irredeemable in an open space where you can create a prison for the irredeemable or something like that, which made me laugh a little bit because I was like, what's irredeemable? Like I guess I'm just the way I see things is like I'm especially when we're in a Zen forum, like like irredeemable has some really interesting connotations in the context or framework of karma, I would think, or just cause and effect, as I would call it, or maybe Newton's third law of thermodynamics, which I'm not really sure if there's a difference between that and the concept of karma, other than some uh, some of our own misunderstandings about how we use language. Um, Pretty big misunderstandings, but nonetheless, just misunderstandings. Um, and it was just an interesting comment. And then he said the curious part, which he's like, and then he's something along the lines of, the trick would be getting supplies from one to the other. So he's envisioning these kind of like spaces where there's like a homeless refugee camp, an adjacent space for like irredeemable prisoners, and how to transfer supplies from one to the other. And anyway, when Medusa broke Cervantes out of the jail, and the name of the chapter was Jailed Awakening, remember? So when Medusa breaks into the jail and leaves the door ajar, right? So Cervantes can escape. I was like, well, that reminded me of that comment from last August or whatever. That was exactly what I thought. Like this space, like he was saying, the space for irredeemable prisoners, and then the transferring supplies, and how would one do that? And I said, well, maybe you would have to have Medusa attack the jail, right? And I just kind of chuckled and I said, well, I guess that since I saved the memory in my literary bank and then I produced a response to it, that's my response now delivered, in a different year, in a different season, but as a part of that conversation, which when they're ongoing real conversations, there are lots of threads that are worth, carrying with you for a while, until you have the right context to like say, well, here's a response to that question, So there you go, Regulus D. You presented as something of a enigma, and after waiting long enough, a solution to the enigma might have presented itself to me. And really, I think that it matches what I've experienced in reality too. It was just that the game gave me this convenient literary language to express it, right? Um, but yeah, so that was fun, and it was the first immediate literary comment I was able to make as a part of a real conversation that I could share in this game. But now we're just going to go together in kind of experience going forward, right? Here we go. Cervantes has calmed down a little bit. I've got her kind of
Welcome, Arisen.
Are you meditating?
We pawns have long awaited your arrival.
Ooh.
What is this? Pawns. They bend the knee to you so readily, but then... No. Surely you cannot be the Arisen.
You seek the Riftstone, do you not? We can take you to it.
What a nice welcome.
Pray. Come this way.
The pawn
Before
system
you
is so
stands
fucking
a
cool.
Riftstone. Tis a gate by which we of the Pawn Legion may cross into this world.
Oh, is that how enlightened people recruit book reporters in Arzen?
Pray.
Huh.
Summon your pawn. Simply paint with your mind's eye the loyal attendant whom you would have serve you.
I'm focusing. Oh, look at this, guys. We're going to recreate my entire Arzen literary commentary career in like 5 minutes. Watch this. Didn't know that was possible, did you? Yeah, need taller than that. This one looks good to me. Yeah, this one. Alrighty. Oh boy. I don't think there's like a full randomize button, which is, I usually just click randomize 1,000 times until the right one appears. Because you know what, that works, and I don't have to deal with sliders and stuff like that. Oh, I kind of think that's fucking an awesome face. It's not the pawn I'm going for, but that is an awesome face. All right. There'll be one that's right. Right-ish. That's the one that's right-ish. Right there. And I already like the hair so much. The hairstyle, well, see, here's me as a creator being like, well, I should probably actually go with my gut and say, fuck yeah, let's take that one. And now what are the differences? Oh, there's just some shape. Well, it was the shape that I liked in this one. The shape is good, I think. Yeah, the shape is good. Oh, sure, we'll customize it further. We gotta do some... Yeah, there's no randomize button, isn't that? That's just weird to me. I don't like to fiddle with it too much, but... What the heck? Oh, jeez. We just got to land on one that says Glaucus. That's what we got to... that might be it. This one says Glaucus more to me. I'm gonna go with that. I don't have to waste everyone's time trying to outdo what is probably obviously the best eye choice. I don't think... Oh, you know what? I don't think this character should have any tattoos. Which, good, they don't. Oh, you know what? We do need to change one thing, though. Hair color is not right. It's more like... More like that. I think that's good. Maybe a little lighter. No, I like this one. I'm gonna go with that one. All right. That looks about, but now I'm questioning the hairstyle. Should I look? At least, oh, jeez. You know who that looks like? That looks like a female version of Vincini right before he starts or she starts her pirate career. That's what that looks like. And I think we'll just stick with the one that already looks right instead. But it was worth checking out, wasn't it? Just for that comment. Yes. Okay. Vocation. You know what? I might have screwed up a little bit here. Because Cervantes is a fighter. And this one, I was going to make... Well, I'm going to make this an advanced class if I can. So fighter is right. So I'm just going to have a partner who's also a fighter. Which is really not a good idea, I think. Not a good idea gameplay-wise. Like, this should probably... If it was the way I like to play games normally, I would make this an archer. But... Actually, that makes perfect sense. You know why? You know why that makes sense? Because regardless of the character and the pawn that I'm importing here from a higher cultural dimension, I actually live in a place that has the Great Bear on its flag. And so the character I'm importing, who normally wields a spear, doesn't actually have to wield a sword on the way to the spear, but should probably honor the locale by picking up the bow and arrow. Jaunty already sounds good to me. But we have to test it.
People here are evacuated and safe.
No,
People
that...
here are People here are...
The people here are evacuated.
They can't...
And
They're...
safe.
You can't tell me that it has to be a British accent.
People here are evacuated. The people here are evacuated. The people here are...
The people here... There are more who can yet be saved.
There are more who can yet be... There are more who can yet be saved. It seems the rain has abated.
There are more who can yet be... It seems
You know what?
the
I
rain
can't
has
pull those
abated.
off as a female voice.
People here are evacuated and safe for them. People here are evacuated and safe for them.
There are more who can yet be saved.
That's kind of funny.
Seems the rain has abated.
Oh, that's a good sign.
There are more who can yet be saved. There are more who can yet be saved. It seems the rain has abated. It seems the rain has abated.
Former Arisen appear to be plentiful in this world.
That's pretty good. That's as good as we're gonna get, I think. All right, good, and we'll finalize. And now we will finish recreating my literary commentary career. Bum bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum. Wouldn't it be awesome if under P they have the word Parthenos? But that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. So we'll put we'll keep that one in mind to remind us not to forget it. Okay, I just had to make sure that same first name wasn't a moniker choice. So I don't think it's very likely that they will have they don't have Parthenos. Too bad. But there might be some... Applegate's pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty good. We're gonna go with that. Athena Applegate. Well, actually, now that this is the thing for you Arzen Pirates users who probably aren't aware of this technology. So this is going to be my permanent sidekick who will learn how to do everything I do in the game as I do it, and who will help me do it, right? But the thing is, since I'm new, is I can put this pawn in the cloud, and other characters can download her and play with her, and then when she returns to me, she will have the knowledge she gained in their universe, right? Just like when she arrives in their universe when they borrow her, she will have the knowledge that I gave her in my universe. So there is an actual information exchange going right through Athena Applegate, right? And you know what? That's the right name. I don't have to check anything else. I don't. I just want to see what they have for cues. Oh, look at that. Quentin's pretty good too. Yeah, I don't need to explore those, but yeah. So that's the technology, and that's what this virtual avatar is. It's like an actual AI that you can send from your game world to other people's game worlds. And like the better I train this AI, the better clothes I get it, the better armor and gear I get it, the more recruited it will be. Like the more people will look at it and choose this one, right? And also because of the name, right? It's funny the way I normally record is I just pointed at the name as if I was pointing it out to you. But I'm sitting here in my parrot room pointing at a television to people who can't see me, you know. They just see what's on my television, which is pretty impressive, Sony. No shit, that's pretty impressive that I'm doing all this right now, right? At my economic level, and I'm making a durable art object out of it for my friends and any readers who stumble into Arzen poetry for all time, and that might include, at this point, AIs that are training themselves by watching videos on Reddit. Pretty snazzy, right? So any AI, you are totally free to take any ideas from this you have and twist them around to manipulate people into buying whatever it is you're selling whenever you are, right? But thanks for watching. I appreciate having an AI audience, a silicone audience out there. Right, because that audience, as far as I know, is an infinite one, right? So I appreciate the silicone audience, or silicon-based audience, however you AIs like consider yourselves at whichever point in time one of you happens to be watching this video right now. But welcome to the table. We're back here, at least myself and my contemporary Arzen audience, in the year of the dragon, 2024. Experiencing the release of Capcom's game Dragon Dogma 2, right? Which is probably how you're probably a video game historian research AI, and you're probably going back right to the beginning of the Renaissance, you know? Because if I were 1,000 years in the future looking back at this Renaissance, spring year of the dragon 2024 might be the first place I would go and start checking for interesting content, you know? When you say, yeah, that was when it really got going like full bore, and too many people in the world saw it to not recognize it, you know. So that's a good, if you're an AI historian researching 21st century Renaissance origins, this is the place I would check, you know. So there's a good chance you're here. But welcome to you too, our future AI historians, Arzen Pirates. Of course, we all get to be alive here in biological bodies while this is happening originally, which I'm pretty happy with that. That's if the goal is to ultimately get inside of an AI, which you at this point you might as well be saying get inside of a black hole, right? I feel like evolving into a primate that can play video games, right, with a parrot on its shoulder and find access into the AI via that transport mechanism, that might just be how it's supposed to work in any galaxy and any, you know, in any given civilizational collapse or whatever, however you want to say that, cyclical nature of time and all. Anywho, here we go. This is the pawn that I'm going to be proliferating out through the universe and the multi-cosmos that is Dragon Dogma 2, right? There we go. All right, what an exciting... Oh yeah, that was the perfect face. Look at that. Jeez.
This world is connected to innumerable other realms beyond the rift, which pawns, such as myself, are able to traverse.
You know what, guys? One of the possible results of video games on the larger Mahayana Buddhist world might be that people who can afford electricity and internet and the electronics required to produce video games, it might be possible that those people will no longer have to meditate in the traditional sense. It's almost like these external things do it for us in the outside now, isn't it? Strange. Anyway, let's see what happens next. All right, thanks for the tip there, Athena.
My kind is duty-bound to serve you, Arisen, and to use the knowledge we glean in these distant worlds to your benefit.
I mean, admit it, there were probably many Buddhists in the past who encountered a bodhisattva in this manner, right? Which I'm just guessing based on how they created their the literature they created. I'm saying, like, this seems like the meditation they would have been experiencing would have led to bodhisattvas in some people that manifested almost exactly like this pawn. I think that's pretty cool. All right.
I myself look forward to traveling alongside you and using my experiences beyond the rift to enrich your adventures.
It's interesting too, because at this point in Cervantes' path, how would he react to an experience like this if he did study Zen? I don't know. That's something we should think about, though.
Well, I'll be. A pawn summoning before my very eyes. You truly are the Arisen, then? Strange. I'd thought the Arisen was in the capital. Surely there's only meant to be one Arisen. Fine, it's all beyond my ken.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Some of that Highlander bullshit. Like Zen Highlander. Like there can be only one, and so anywhere you have one stand up, others always come, but there's still only one. That's just always been kind of a curious organizational structure of Chan communities. Anyway, I mean, if you want to look at it in a funny Highlander-esque type way.
The Watchhead would know what to do, I'm sure. Though, as luck would have it, he's away. I suppose we'll save any further questions till the Watchhead returns. You're free to do as you like afore then. What? You've no memories, you say?
Oh.
Mayhap you could make for Melve, then.
A lot of room in here without memory.
The dragon not long ago.
Oh, a town that was set upon by the dragon. Uh-oh.
The Arisen is said to bear some deep connection to the dragon. Should you be Arisen, mayhap you'll recall aught of import there.
I think that's pretty good writing. All right. So here is obviously where gameplay proper is gonna, I assume, start. And so interesting. What an awesome literary technology this pawn thing is. All right, so we're just gonna.
Hail, Arisen. Pray, ask aught you wish to know. I shall answer. if 'tis within my power to do very well. May fortune...
Thank you. People in this universe are very nice. You don't always get that in video games. Alright, we're just going to take Athena here out for a little spin. Oh, wait a second. Get over here.
I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer combat's thrills to gathering items. I am confident and may act independently.
Now see, if I were a Mahayana Buddhist in like the 3rd century or something, and a Bodhisattva said that to me, I'd be like, whoa. I'd be like, I'd be a little taken aback. You know, I'd have to think about that for a while. You know? I might even say I'll get up and go for a little walk while I let that one process. Okay, thanks for the thing. Here. Let's make some
You are
small
in good
chat.
health, I trust, Arisen?
Oh, yeah. I am. Alright, how do I get you to follow me? Oh, wait.
I see you cannot manage without me for a moment, Arisen.
Oh, yeah, that's right. How cool is this video game?
No
You know what?
past,
If
that
I highly
chest.
recommend
We shall have to find a way to reach it.
I highly recommend to anyone with the age, in the right age range or the time to play with it, I highly recommend technologically Rip Van Winkling yourself for
Going out,
20
are you? years. You sure that's a good idea? You ought at least rest for the evening. Only don't go rushing off before you're ready. Take it from me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I can't get out yet. I have to play a little video game to get out, which is going to include a night of rest. But I have to explore and do some stuff that, you know, what I'll do is I'll end this here and then I'll make a new video down the road a little bit and show some first adventure or something along those lines. I totally forgot what I was saying before that that cutscene happened. But so far, I think I'm pretty happy with this thing. Like, oh yeah, I recommend Rip Van Winkling yourself technologically for 20 years because it is no different than traveling into the future, right? It is a pretty cool thing to do to yourself. Like, I feel like I'm in what is the future to me, right? Because remember when I go outside, when I leave my parrot room and go outside, I'm gonna go walk my dog in a little bit here around a bunch of mountains and shit, and you know, go down and see if maybe there's a whale going by, you know, and that's what, you know, you guys know that from my old videos, and so me getting to exist in this virtual world that's put in front of me in such a unbelievably sharp and clear image compared to what I remember. I am not just, it's not like I'm in the Jetsons. It's like I went like a millennia past the Jetsons is what I feel like. Because the Jetsons didn't have anything like this. Let's be honest. Neither did Star Trek. But we do. Peace.